Hi everyone, my name is Janati and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I thought why not make this kind of video where I reflect on the past 25 years of my life. So for those of you who don't know, I recently turned 25. I think it's been about 2 weeks now. So I thought why not reflect and maybe talk about a few lessons that I've learned. So it's going to be 25 lessons that I've learned in my 25 years of life. Just a disclaimer, I don't think I'm an expert in anything, and any advice I give or anything I say, mind you, take it with a grain of salt. Each situation is different. So it's only that I enjoy watching these videos and I enjoy learning from people's experiences or just even listening to what people's experience has been. So I thought it would be fun to make a video like this about myself too. And this will also give you a little more insight on who I am as a person and what my life is like. Okay. So in no particular order, the first one, I have everything written in my notes app here. So I'm just gonna look at my iPad infrequently. So the first one is cherish every day. Life is so fragile and unexpected. And honestly, if anyone asks me what's a saying you live by or what's something you would like, what's one advice you would give someone, it would be that life is fragile and live every day like it's your last. It's very delicate line, right? Between living every day like it's your last versus planning for the future. So I would say know what you want for the future, right? And plan for it. But also, if there's something you want to do, try to see if you can do it right now or try to see if that's something you can accommodate right now in your life rather than waiting for like, I don't know, a year later because that time may never come. And not to start the video on a sad note, but that's what I think and that's what I like literally live every day by because I was having a conversation the other day and I was talking to someone and they were like, "Oh, you have to decide if you want to like save everything you can or put everything you can towards your loans or have that money saved up to travel and do certain things where it's would you rather have your loans be taken care of in, let's say, 2 years versus 4 years, if that means in 4 years you can still travel and do all the things, versus 2 years you'll be done and you don't have to think about it for the rest of your life, right? And I was like, yeah, that sounds appealing to be done by 2 years, but also I don't know if I'm going to be alive after the 2 years I pay my loan. Yeah, realistically, hopefully I'll be healthy, wealthy, and doing fine. But what if something happens and I'm not alive 2 years from when I pay my loans? I it's sad because I wouldn't have gotten to experience the things I wanted to experience in the moment because I was like, oh, I'll do it in 2 years. But also in the same sense, don't spend all your money because you're like, oh, we'll take care of that later, right? I feel like as an adult, you know what you're doing. So be responsible. Don't try to rationalize every spending, right? Girl math, yes, it works sometimes, but don't try to rationalize everything using girl math. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. Okay, that was a long first one. Second one, the grass isn't greener on the other side. And that is so true. And this is not something that applies to me right now in this moment because I feel like I've worked on it over the years, but especially when you're younger, and you see one of your friends has a new toy or they're going on vacations and you're like, "Oh my God, why am I not doing that? I wish I had that." Right? And this is something I've worked on a lot when I was younger, so it's really something that doesn't bother me right now, but I thought I should include it in there because it's something I've worked on and now isn't a problem in my life, but it's something I would think about previously, right? When I was younger, especially when I was in my early teens. And I feel like in the age of social media, people forget that and you only see what people want you to see, right? You don't see all the things that are happening in their houses, in their personal lives, with their partners, with their family. All you see is what people want you to see. And I would say, don't judge your life by it, or don't hope that your life is like theirs, because you don't know what they're facing in their day-to-day life, right? Because someone might be looking at your life and thinking the same thing. They're like, oh my God, this person has such an amazing life. I would want to live their life, right? So be grateful for what you have. Next one, your thoughts shape your reality. This is one that I really strongly believe in. And I wish I knew this when I was younger, especially like in my swimming years, that I could, I don't know how to put it, like I could manifest what I wanted, right? When I was younger, like my parents, especially my dad, he believed in me wholeheartedly. He still believes in me wholeheartedly. When I was younger, he was like, I know you can do this. I like he gave me the best of the best because he knew that I could reach a certain level in the sport. But I think the only thing that was stopping me was myself. And I was limiting myself because I thought, oh, I'm not fast enough or I'm not good enough. And as I grew older, I realized that, yeah, there's certain aspects to certain things where you have to do the work and where you have to put in the work, but also like your mind plays a huge role in what you achieve in life. And I think you can manifest your reality. Mind you, you can't just put something on a vision board and be like, okay, this is going to come true because I put it there, and not work towards it, right? But what I'm saying is, I think if you put it on a vision board, make like an actionable plan and actually work towards it, the combination of your actions plus your mentality is probably going to work out where you actually achieve what you want. Like, for example, if you had asked like 12-year-old me if I would be here getting a doctoral degree across the world, I would be like, no way, you're kidding me. But here I am, like in college, I knew I wanted to go to PT school. That was on my mind. Like, I would go to bed dreaming, like visualizing my day as a PT student. It works wonders. I would definitely recommend for someone to try this and see how much of a difference it makes. Okay, next one, be fearless. Fearless in the sense that, leave your hometown, take a solo trip, move to a city where you don't know anybody. As they say, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And like, if I wasn't 15 and going to boarding school in Thailand, I wouldn't be here, you know? So if fear is what is holding you back, just know that you're going to regret not doing it more than regret actually doing it, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, I would say, don't let fear hold you back from anything that you're wanting to do. I feel like if it's the right thing for you and if it was meant to be, it'll it'll be the right decision. Okay. Next one. Be kind and don't judge. This is something, again, I feel like a lot of things on this list, I will keep saying it probably for a lot of things that I've had to learn or maybe even unlearn over the years, right? So growing up in Bangalore, um, Bangalore is a very interesting city, right? I don't know if this is how it is in like other Indian cities, but Bangalore is a very elitist population of people, right? Especially the school I went to, people like kids would be made fun of if they didn't know how to speak proper English. And it's just, it's sort of a thing that's instilled in you to like judge people and like, I don't even know the way to put it, but it's instilled in you from such a young age where you have to view people in a certain light, or you have to think of someone a certain way. And it only took me to leave my country and like travel the world and like talk to so many different people and listen to their stories to know that everyone's life is so different, and you have no idea what people are going through. So just be non-judgmental and kind. Like, yeah, of course, like I still like gossip with my friends or whatever, but regardless, at the end of the day, I still give people grace and I still give people the benefit of the doubt because I'm not the one living their life, you know? And everyone's so different. Like, you have no idea what someone's experiencing, and I don't think that you should like judge anyone for anything unless you know the whole picture. Yeah, drink break. The next one I have is don't be a pushover. This, what I mean by this is, and I say this to people a lot, I am kind, but I'm not nice. The reason I'm bringing that up for myself is not because I am a pushover, but because there are times that people say something that they shouldn't be saying, but but they do, and you just listen to them and don't say anything back, right? So, and it's a hard battle, especially coming from like an Indian community where people look at you and they're like, "Oh my God, you've gotten so dark," or like something like that, and I'm like, "Yeah, but what? Okay, how does that matter to you?" You know what I mean? And I still struggle with that a little bit because again, comes the cultural aspects of things where in India you're like, "Oh, you have to respect your elders." And you have to you can't like say anything back when they say something, you know? So yeah, I still struggle with that within the Indian community, especially not within my family. Within my family, one, like if anyone says that, I'm not taking that. But two, it's just like the extended people, like all these people that feel like they have like an opinion or an entitlement, excuse me, to your life or like anything that you do, that give me unsolicited advice. And I'm like, bro, like I didn't even ask you, like, please. It's those people that I still struggle with being like, no, that's not okay to say, or like, I don't think you should be giving me advice, you know? Yeah, but that's something I'm still working on and probably will have to work on for the rest of my life as long as there are people like this in the world. Anyway, next one. It's okay to let people go. I think this is a huge one, a huge one, because again, a lot of this is very culturally based, right? You can understand that I was brought up in a culture and then I grew up in a different culture or several different cultures. So, in a sense, it's things that I've had to unlearn and relearn or even learn. And one of the things that not a lot of people in the Indian society do is let people go. And I just don't understand why. Like, why do you have to have these toxic people in your life that don't serve any purpose? Like, if all they're doing is draining your energy, like being so negative, like not giving you anything to have them in your life, why do you need them in your life? Like, I just don't understand what's the matter with being like, hey, I don't think our values align. Hey, I don't think I want this kind of energy in my life. I think we should stop talking. We can be amicable in like a social setting, but I don't think there's any need for us to like continue talking to each other outside of like a social setting. Like for instance, um, I like honestly, I've let a lot of people go in my life. For instance, I had this friend in college that our values didn't really align. And this person did something that I was like, okay, this is not okay. And I called them out for it, right? And they heard me. They were like, okay, like, yeah, I understand. But after we had that conversation, things really didn't change. And I'm like, okay, if I had the decency or respect to bring something up to you that was bothering me, and you acknowledge that, okay, I understand what's bothering you and I will change, but you still didn't act upon it or change after that, I don't want you in my life. Like, there's no reason for me to have someone like that in my life. One, who doesn't respect me enough to actually do something that they said they would do, and two, who doesn't align with my values, because clearly nothing changed after that. So I'm like, okay, bye. Like, yeah, I really valued our friendship, but I'm like, if I valued our friendship, but I was like, this is really not something I want in my life. And at the end of the day, I think this person is going to do more, not harm, but like more negative in my life than positive. So I was like, okay, bye bye. Next one is a very simple one. If you see something, say something. I feel like this is just a reminder because not enough people do it. And it's a reminder for myself that it's okay to speak up and say something, because you never know whose life you're going to save, right? Like, for example, it can be even as small as the other day, like, we were driving from somewhere and I saw this one blue car just swerving in the street. And I'm like, clearly, this person is either under the influence, or I don't know if they're falling asleep behind the wheel or what's happening, but I like called 911 and I called in the car and the driver, and I'm like, yeah, like, I maybe got that person in trouble, but also, like, you never know, if you didn't do that, who knows, like, how many lives could have been in danger because of that situation, you know? So it's just things like that where people are like, oh, it's not my problem. Like, oh, someone else will deal with it. And honestly, I feel like that's something people should be more conscious about, being like, no, this is my problem. Because imagine if you making one call could save someone you personally love, you would do it, no doubt, right? Or if you saying something would help someone you personally love, you would do it without a second thought. But why wouldn't you do it for someone else, you know? So yeah, so that's that. The next one is cherish your friends and family. This is one that's close to my heart because I've lived away from home for almost 10 years now. Next year it's going to be 10 years. And most of my adult life, really all of my adult life, is me being in a long distance relationship with my family and friends. And I feel like sometimes it takes for you to be away from them to understand how much they mean to you. Like, my family, I am so lucky. Like, there's I don't even know where to begin, because every family has their problems, right? Like, nobody's family is perfect. Yeah, me and my parents fight, like, I don't know, but like, nobody's family is perfect. Next, um, choose your friends wisely. Just like family, your friends are truly what will define your experience in this world. Because after, yeah, you spend like the first few years of your life mostly with your family, but after that, before you start your own family, your friends are the ones you spend your life with. And even after you start your family, your friends probably are the ones you spend a lot of time with, right? And again, just like my family, the friends that I have, like, I'm so lucky. And mind you, I don't have that many friends. Like, I could probably count the people I consider friends in like within with on one hand or on both my hands. Like it's not going to be more than 10 probably. But I think I forget how grateful I am for them, and I should do more to show them how much I appreciate our friendship, or just like even gestures of sending them a text or like sending them a postcard, something like that. I feel like everyone gets so caught up in their lives that sometimes it's like out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. But I think I have to be more intentional with like my friendships and with the way I like show my love to them, if that makes sense. Yeah. Remember, nobody really cares what you do. This is simple. Like, you are so insignificant. I'm not saying just you don't mean anything or like you don't matter, but like just thinking about myself, like I am so insignificant to this world. Like, I don't think anybody cares what I'm doing. Like, I say this because so many people are so worried about, oh, what will people say? What will people, blah, 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 blah. Like, really, at the end of the day, yeah, people will talk for a day, 1 month, 2 months, and then they'll find something else to talk about. People will move on. Like, just do what you have to and know that at the end of the day, really, it's not that of a big deal. Next one. Work hard and stay patient. I think this is just a simple one, and it's like a reminder to myself that like effort is always going to pay off, but it's going to take time. I just have to be consistent and be patient, and if I'm putting in the work, it's going to result to something, but it might not be within the timeline that I expected. Next, live up to your own expectations. So, like I was saying with like nobody cares, going off of that, I think that sometimes, depending on your life, there's so many expectations around you that you feel like you have to live up to. And I feel like that's such a huge burden to carry for someone. For like example, like I'm the oldest daughter in my house, right? And you see all these reels about, oh, certain expectations that people have of the older daughter and certain like roles and responsibilities you have to live up to being an elder daughter. And I feel like it's taken me so much time to be like, to just let go of those expectations from everyone, because I am me, you know? Yes, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I am someone's friend, I'm a granddaughter, but at the end of the day, I am Janati, and I have to just live up to my own expectations. Everything else after that is a bonus. And that's given me like so much freedom of being like, I of coming to the realization or learning to let go of everybody else's expectations and just live up to my expectations. And I think I still struggle with it sometimes, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, my parents expect this out of me or my friends expect this out of me. But I'm like, yeah, they do. But what do I expect out of myself? Am I doing this because I want to do it, or am I doing this because someone else wants to do it? And that's helped me so much. Yeah. Next, don't take criticism from people you wouldn't take advice from. I don't know where I heard this quote from, but oh my God, is it true? There's like, I know I mentioned this before, so I'm going to keep it short, but honestly, like, people are going to say whatever they want. If you take everything everyone says to heart, like, it's going to be a really hard life. Next, I would say plan your work and work your plan. And this is something my high school English teacher would say. And maybe this is the type A person in me talking, but I feel like it really helps for me to have something to work towards, so I'm more intentional with my actions and I'm more motivated. So I've really enjoyed over the years actually setting a plan for myself, whether it be in 2 years, 5 years. It's just given me like an idea of the life I want to lead, but also give me like more intention of, or like be more intentional with the actions or things that I do every day. And lastly, I've learned that life is not that complicated. Don't take life too seriously. I feel like, yeah, I've made mistakes in my life, but I've learned from them and I've grown to be a better person. And honestly, at the end of the day, none of that matters. All that matters is you're living the life that you want, and it brings you joy every day. I think that's like what I've learned, that my ideal life is not might not be someone else's ideal life, but it's the life that brings me joy every day, and that's all that matters. And it's not that deep, you know. And yeah, everyone's life is different, everyone's timeline is different. There's no set rule book to how you should be doing life. So just do what works for you and be happy as you do it. So yeah, so that was my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a comment about something that resonated with you or something that possibly you're going to reflect on. I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.